Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all keeping well. My name is Carl. It's bloody cold. It's early in the morning and we're off on a Blu-ray hunt. I love doing Blu-ray hunt trips. I should do them more often. Going to go off to Eastbourne today. It's quite away from here. I think Eastbourne is one of the best places it's too early. Best places to go for charity shops. They have so many. And I always seem to pick up something in Eastbourne in these charity shops. So I'm looking forward to going to Eastbourne and seeing what I can get in these charity shops. I have heard rumours that HMV is possibly closing or it's gone already, which will be so disappointing because I want to pick up a couple of Blu-rays. But we'll check that out when we get there. They have a CEX there as well, so we'll pop in CEX, take a look. They've got a brilliant, I call it a charity shop, but it's not. It's Mr. Gift's Emporium. I'm looking forward to going in there because I always pick up something in that shop as well. It's been a strange old week this week. So the end of last week, I spent all weekend going around different cinemas because I am a massive Scream fan. And I'm so frustrated. I have missed out on the Scream 7 popcorn bucket and drinks cup from the Odeon. This is a plea. Please, if anybody out there lives near an Odeon that has those two in stock, if you go on their website, they've got them all in stock, but it's forced. The website is rubbish. If there's anyone with an Odeon nearby that has them in stock, could you please pick me up one of each and I will message me and I'll message you back and I'll pay you. Obviously, we'll pay you. I'm not paying the eBay prices. It makes you so cross because the proper fans can't get them. They've snapped them all up, selling them on eBay at stupid prices. I'm not paying that. It's a lump of plastic at the end of the day. But I am a massive Scream fan. I missed out on Scream 6 merch at the cinemas. So please, message me if you've got them nearby or you have a spare two. I don't suppose you do, but if you do, because I really need to get my hands on them because I've got a great display part where they could go. But anyway, that's that. That was the end of last week. Start of this week, I've been having a few problems with gastroitis type thing. It's basically where your throat's burning or you're like in the middle of the night, you wake up out of a sleep because you got sick in your mouth, that sort of thing, and it's horrible. I've been on tablets for 2.5 years and they were okay, but now they're not working, and it's quite scary when it does wake you up out of a sleep and stuff. And so I've had a complete MOT at the doctor's. I've had urines, bloods and all that. If you listen to Dr. Google, I've got early stages of kidney disease. I have now had them results back and I'm fine. The kidneys are fine. The bloods, it says I've got high cholesterol and I really need to lower my cholesterol, but I struggle to lower my cholesterol. I think I had high cholesterol last time when I was around about 45, so I'm 52 this year. So yeah, it's still got high cholesterol, which I need to lower, especially as you get older. I'm on higher pills, which seem to be working. I've been told to cut out caffeine as well, which I feel is actually working. It was so hard. So now because I drink so much tea and coffee, I have decaf tea bags and I have decaf coffee. I won't go in. I don't even know if you can get decaf in Costa. Let me know in the comments below if Costa do decaf, because I've not really asked, and that's the only time I will have caffeine, if I go into a coffee shop. So I'll definitely be having some caffeine today when I'm down in Eastbourne. And yes, it's a strange old week. Anyway, that's enough talking from me because we're never going to make it to Eastbourne if we don't hurry up. So let's head off to Eastbourne and see what we can find. I'll see you there. So we've arrived in Eastbourne, the good old British weather. Start of the week, the sun had his hat on. Look at the weather today. And there's people even swimming in the sea behind me. They must be mad. It's freezing. Coming down here, gone past a car on fire, gone through fog, and it's really chilly. I don't know, maybe the sun will come out later and clear all this mist and cold air. We'll have to see. Thinking about Eastbourne, last time I was here, I'm pretty certain the toilets were £1 to have a wee-wee, and I really do need a wee-wee, so I'm going to check out the toilets first, see if they're still £1, because that's a bloody rip-off for just to have a wee, and then we'll head up into town and see what we can find. I'll see you in a bit. So I just thought I'd pop on to Eastbourne Pier. Those of you that are familiar with Eastbourne will possibly recognise just behind me in that misty clouds is the famous Beachy Head. I know it's a bit of a strange video, I'm at the gents toilets, but look. Still £1. Barriers with alarms on as well. Let's head uptown. Yeah, so what is it with the price of £1 to have a wee? I mean, I guess I suppose it's the people vandalising the loos, but really, do you have to charge £1? Sorry, it's really got to me. Okay, let's head up into town. I suppose the good thing about coming to the coast this time of year is it's quite empty. Last time I came to Eastbourne, I'm pretty certain this bit here wasn't like this, and I'm sure there was a main road running up the middle there. It is still a road, but I think it might be certain times of the night that you have to drive down there, because well, it's either that or I'm walking down the centre of a road. But no, it's nice. It's all pedestrianised. So just inside the shopping centre, gonna grab a coffee now. I've just had a wee. Gonna grab a coffee. Probably need another wee after the coffee. Bit of sad news. This behind me here used to be the Eastbourne H&B, but it's closed. It's a bit shocking, really. I don't know what people in Eastbourne are meant to do now for physical media. Maybe go to Brighton. There is a CX still here, but yeah, sad news. Didn't know that H&B had gone. Anyway, let's grab a coffee. Nice hot latte to start the day. So yeah, I'm sitting in shades and they've even put their prices up. I was going to have lunch here later on. I'm sure last time I come there, lunch meals were starting from £4.95. Looking on the board inside, all their lunches today are £10 upwards. So they've upped their prices. So yeah, it's not good at the moment in Eastbourne. No H&B, toilets still £1, and lunches have gone up a £5 as well. I guess Cineworld didn't do any Scream 7 merchandise. First charity shop of the day is a shelter behind me. Let's pop inside and see what they've got. yeah, Shelter didn't have much. One Blu-ray, if you were lucky enough to spot it, was Step Up. Had a couple of VHSs though, which were a good price, 50p. Quite fancied the Armageddon and the Mummy, but didn't pick anything up in that charity shop. On to the next one. Second charity shop of the day is the PDSA behind me. Let's pop inside. Yeah, the PDSA didn't have much in there. Handful of Blu-rays and pretty standard DVDs in there. A couple of VHSs as well, but nothing really worth picking up. Next up is CX. So that was inside CEX here in Eastbourne. Not too much in there. A couple of good box sets. I really wanted the new Conjuring. Could you believe that? 3 copies in there and the covers were all ruined. That is the trouble with the new eco cases. You put your finger right through, which is what someone's done, as I showed you in the video, on the covers. They've ruined the covers. I will pick up the new Conjuring, but yeah, like I say, disappointing. 3 copies in there and all of them ruined. I was going to replace the cases. I was going to replace the case, but not with the cover ruined. On the steelbooks, pretty much all the steelbooks were dented apart from Gladiator. So not having too much luck here in Eastbourne. Nothing to pick up inside CEX, but we will keep looking. Let's head off and get some lunch. I just had a spot of lunch in Shades, which is in the centre of the shopping centre in Eastbourne, where I had that coffee earlier. And I was saying earlier that they put the prices up, but you can see from the empty seats that people are staying away. One thing I will mention about the lunches here, when they serve them up, at least they put them in the microwave before they hand them over. So they basically dish it up, stick it in the microwave, and then give you the plates. This is what I've been saying all along about these fast food chains. You know, where you go to McDonald's and you get served lukewarm food, you pay all that money for lukewarm food, just stick it in the microwave for 30 seconds and then hand it over, because what I had was piping hot, the way it should be. Third charity shop of the day is Cancer Research. Not really expecting too much in there. Prices are quite high, but let's have a look and see what they got. Yeah, as expected, not too much in the Cancer Research bog standard DVDs. I only had 1 Blu-ray. Next up is the British Heart Foundation, which is just there. Let's have a look, see what they got. So that was the British Heart Foundation. Not too many in there, loads and loads of DVDs, just 1 Blu-ray, which was the Hunger Games. I did pick something up, and it's not physical media. I'll show you at the end. We're coming up to the best charity shop, I feel, in Eastbourne. We'll get there soon. So we've arrived at my favourite shop behind me in Eastbourne. It's called Mr. Gifts Emporium. Strange old shop because I called it a charity shop, but when you go through the front door you've got all these coastal gifts, and then as you go down to the far end they've got like old vinyls, old singles, old CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays. I just love this shop. So let's take a look inside and see what we can find. So that was Mr. Gifts Emporium. I just love that shop. Did you see the Blu-rays? Well done if you spotted the Blu-rays in between. I couldn't show them all. They had a lot of old 88 films. A lot of them were 88 French films, and they were like soft porn, so I couldn't show them all. I quite fancied the yeah, I'm going to say this. Quite fancied the Orgasmo on the 88 films, but I think it was £15, so I decided to leave that. I did, however, get a few pickups. I'm quite happy with them, so I'm going to call this video a trip back to my childhood. Let's keep looking and grab a coffee. So many charity shops. Next one is Chestnut Tree House. Let's pop inside. Not really expecting much, but we'll pop inside and have a quick look. Wasn't really expecting much in Chestnut Tree House. Had a few bog standard DVDs, had the Crown box set in there. Also had Scream 1, 2 and 3 on DVD, but no Blu-rays unfortunately. Let's go and grab a coffee. So we are back in the car, ready to go home. But before we do, I will go through my pickups and end this video. The sun did not come out, which was such a shame because at the start of the week, it was sunny. Didn't spoil the day though. Had a good time here in Eastbourne. Quite a successful trip, although I didn't pick any movies up, and I wanted to because I wanted an HMV. HMV has now sadly gone here in Eastbourne, so please do bear that in mind. If you're wanting the trip to Eastbourne, there is no HMV here. CEX, I wanted The Conjuring. They had 3 copies and all 3 covers were ruined because of those eco cases. So not a good idea having eco cases. So why can't they change them without that stupid hole in the middle where you can put your finger through the cover? Silly idea, but I couldn't pick up The Conjuring. I have picked up a few items. I'm going to name this video A Trip Back to My Childhood, and I'll explain when I pick the first thing up to show you why I'm going to name it A Trip Back to My Childhood. So many charity shops here in Eastbourne. There are lots and lots. 4 charity shops I did not film inside. One of them had lots and lots of DVDs in there, but they were pretty much the same DVDs as what I've already filmed in the last charity shops that I went in here in Eastbourne. And the other 3 charity shops, I couldn't find any physical media in them. So I'm going to start with the first thing I picked up in one charity shop. I'll ask you this question. Would you ever buy a jigsaw puzzle in a charity shop? Because lots of people do. It's very popular. I suppose the good thing about buying a jigsaw puzzle in a charity shop is, 1, it's possibly cheap, although I was looking at jigsaw puzzles and there were some expensive ones in there as well, but mainly they are cheap. And 2, I suppose that's the fun of making a jigsaw puzzle when you buy it from a charity shop. If all the pieces aren't there, then it makes it a lot of fun knowing or trying to get a complete jigsaw puzzle, providing you haven't paid too much money for it. And that's what I've done with this. Now, back when I was living with my mum and dad as a child, I support the Dallas Cowboys, and I had this picture on the wall of the Dallas Cowboys going back in the 80s of the Dallas Cowboys. I think my mum and dad bought it for me when we were on holiday. Well, I found a jigsaw puzzle in one of the charity shops, and this is the exact picture of the picture I had on the wall in my bedroom as a kid growing up, with the 2 Dallas Cowboys guys on the front, the cowboy up there and the famous blue star there. And this was only 50p for this jigsaw, so it'd be interesting to know whether it's complete or not. I'm not really too fussed if this isn't complete for 50p, and I just love this picture because I have not got that picture anymore. Now I've grown up, I probably gave it away or ruined it, knowing me. So it's nice to have this, and this is why I've called this video a trip down memory lane, because that's not the only thing that's going to give me a trip back down memory lane as a child. Moving on to that Mr. Gift's Emporium shop. I love that shop, and I always spend money when I go in there. They had them arrows in there, them 88 labels, although a lot of them were quite rude. But it was nice to look in there, and I think they know their prices now, because the 88 films in there were around about £15 upwards. But I did get a fridge magnet with Eastbourne, sorry about the glare, and Jaws, the famous Jaws original cover there, and it's just got Eastbourne up the top. So that was going to go on my fridge when I get home. Now, a trip down memory lane, and that's because I can't believe I'm showing this. There used to be a record shop back where I used to live in a town called Shepperton. It's a very, very small village, but there was a record shop in that small town, and I remember buying my first ever single. That's the good thing about that shop that we went in to show you, that Mr. Gift's Emporium. Those single records were only 50p, and I found the first ever single I bought, and I wish I could be proud of this, and I'm not proud of it at all, because it's very cheesy and everything. I mean, it could have been someone like Queen or something, you know, but sadly it's not. It's Tiffany Radio Romance. 50p. This was the very first single I bought when I was about 13, I think. I might have been, I don't know how old I was, but I'm not proud of buying this. But I saw it in there, and it's in very good condition, so I picked that up for 50p just for the memory. And then the second one I picked up was an album. I went into the soundtracks. I found Footloose soundtrack for £3. I like the way you get these little bags as well. I should have checked the record condition, I haven't. But now you get coloured records. These are only going to be black records. And a few weeks ago, I picked up A Star Is Born, the Lady Gaga, the new one, the Star Is Born album. And then I found this one. It's the original A Star Is Born with Chris Christopherson. So I thought, pick this up. This again was £3, and I only bought this because, well, I do like Chris Christopherson from The Convoy, Rubber Duck. I bought this basically because I've got the new one, and this one is the original one, so it gives me the original and the new one of A Star Is Born. Those are all my pickups, and a nice trip to Eastbourne. Gonna head off home now before it gets dark. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this Blu-ray hunt to Eastbourne, although I didn't pick up any Blu-rays. Not my fault. But thank you so much for taking the time. If you like this video, please do give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe if you can, because it's all free, and it really does help the channel to grow and helps to support the channel as well. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.